Dad's car that I have now had a rear sensor or whatever, but something was like off with the speaker, so it was just like like and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot listen to this thing die. Like it was just slowly getting I'm like,
got a dying goat in your car.
Yeah, I was like, I am going to find this. Yeah, I'm like, I'm finding this fucking speaker thing. It's got to go. And now the car's like, oh, you have a problem with your speaker. Like that. I'm like, oh, I know. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for telling me.
And then it pops up that warning every 2 minutes while you drive.
Well, yeah, it doesn't even tell me what's wrong now. Like, Mom and Dad didn't want to fix this tire sensor, whatever, because apparently it was expensive. So I was like, my tires probably are low because I hit curbs all the time. And, I haven't done anything about this whole tire sensor thing. So I went in and like, your tires are supposed to be at 23, 25, whatever. Mine were at 15. All of them were at 15. And I was like, oopsies. He's like, yeah, you should probably have more air in your tires. Just saying. I'm like, okay.
When I go out every single day, the tires are low because in cold weather, and we've had this long stretch of bitter cold weather. So your tires get low, and you got to ignore that. The sensors go off at, say, 30, and if you're at 29 or 28, you just got to keep running and roll right through it. They warm up, and maybe the sensor thing turns off, maybe it doesn't, but who cares?
I mean,
I'm not getting out of the car and warm, like with freaking cold hands.
Right. You get frostbite, getting like your tires filled up. Like, and don't worry, you'll be fine. You can drive on 15 pressure. Like,
apparently you can.
Even if it's supposed to be like 33. I have no idea how long I've been riding on the tires being that low.
Well, listen, Kalyn, we don't provide financial or investment advice, but we provide just excellent life advice. Like you can drive on 15 PSI tires. So
word to the wise. Don't waste your time or quarters airing your tires. You don't need to.
Total waste of time and money.
Yeah.
We have way better ways to waste your time than filling up your tires, one of which is to listen to our podcast. I think we should get the episode started, Kalyn. Let's cue the music. You have been listening. Oh, wait a minute. It's not over yet, folks. We're just getting started. Rewind the clock. You are listening to, much to your chagrin, you are listening to the Robert and Kalyn Get Rich podcast, where we talk about how high you should inflate your tires to. Today is January 27th, 2025. It's a Monday. This is episode 37. I'm Robert Kimmel, one of your hosts. This is Kalyn Kimmel, my sister, and your other host. If you would, do us a favor before we give you any more world-class advice, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave us a comment, and of course, forward this to all your friends, relatives, and coworkers and enemies. Listen, we do give tire inflation advice, but we do not give financial or investment advice.
And this is episode 38.
Did I say 37?
I don't know.
Well, 38. We are getting ever closer. We've got people asking us what our 50 podcast bonanza plan is. So when is 50?
50 is another 11 from now. Not counting this one, 38. We got 11 more.
Yeah, we're skiing early the week of March 24th, but we're back later in the week, or I can do it from
I thought I was going, maybe.
That's a different one. That one's like 2 weeks from now. If you're gonna do that, you gotta like get after it.
Well, I mean, I don't know any details about it either. So I don't would I fly to Cleveland, or are you guys going someplace else?
No, we're going somewhere where there'd be really nowhere better to fly to. Like you could fly to Erie, Pennsylvania, or something ridiculousness like that. But
that's the only place. Well, Pennsylvania is the only place I've ever been skiing in my life.
Really? I didn't know you'd ever been skiing, honestly. Never heard of it.
Well, the guy I dated in grad school, his parents lived in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. They were like, we'll take you guys skiing. And I was like, sure, that sounds great. They said it was all easy slopes. And he was like, you just point your toes in if you want to slow down, and straight if you want to go fast. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, what are these fucking sticks for? I don't want these. And I threw those away. And like, and then I was like, I don't like this at all. Like, how do I get up? Like, it's so awkward. I don't know. And like, literally, I gave you the whole lesson that I got. There was no lesson part that was like, these sticks are useful. Keep them. Otherwise, you were just like, what? Like,
There's a whole, like, if you put your weight on your left foot, you turn right. And if you put your weight on your right foot, you turn left. But no, you got none of that, eh?
No, none of it.
Yeah,
I was
so
like, I'm going straight. I might go a little slower if I can figure out how to get my skis pointed towards each other. Or I'll go super fast and just be crouched down like a speed skater because I don't have those sticks. So I'm like, I need to have a low center of gravity.
And little kids, if I'm coming your way, you are in a
watch out.
bad you're in a bad way.
I stop for no one. Like, I feel like skiing is awkward. As a former athlete, I'm like, I think I can pick up pretty quick. Like, golf, I've never taken a lesson, but I can do kind of okay-ish at the driving range. Just whatever. But
that swing looked awful.
Well, I mean, I'm low on room. You got to keep it all bent. That's the key. Never let your arms get straight.
I see. That's how I learned.
But yeah, skiing, I'm just like, man, this just is awkward. It doesn't feel natural to me in any way. Yeah.
So listen, folks, listeners, don't go skiing. Total waste of your time. It's a bigger waste of your time than filling your tires, honestly. Just rent cabins. And you know what? The cabins that aren't near the ski places are way cheaper. So go rent those.
Yeah. Cody was like, man, the ski in, ski out places are the best. I'm like, that sounds like it sucks. I don't want to have to work out to, like, it'll take me ages to get my luggage down if I've got to ski over with, I don't know. Like,
no.
I'm sure that's not how it works exactly. But like, I'm like, I got to ski over there with like a roast. Like, okay, oh shit. You're going to carry the gallon of milk. I'll get the watermelon.
It's not a Boy Scout backpacking. You don't ski to the campsite and ski to the cabin. No, the skiing part is between the cabin and the ski resort, you see. But to get to the cabin, you drive and then you park.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm a Houstonian, so I'm like, well, why not just drive to the ski lodge? Like,
well, let's note where you are. You didn't. Nobody skied. Nobody pulled out the old cross country skis there in Houston.
People absolutely brought out their skis and were skiing down the freeways that were closed. I'm not kidding. The trucks, people on skis, a la water skis, and then cross country skiers. I'm like,
if a couple of rednecks weren't driving with their truck and like another guy getting pulled on a chain on his skis, if that never happened, then Houston's just not trying hard enough.
Because that happens every time there's any flooding. It seems.
Oh, like. People do that then too? Good. All right.
Yeah. If things are shut down, people are like, it's on. Let's find some fun.
Good on them. Good for them. Let us take a look at the Get Rich portfolio. You know what? I'm going to mix things up. I'm going to start with the S&P baseline.
I like this. How exciting.
Well, if you find it exciting to lose 2% of your investment in a day, then you're probably bugging out of your skin right now.
I'm a long haul person. I don't worry about the day-to-day shifts. I see the plus
8.3%. Yeah. So yeah, long term doing fine on the S&P 500. I think 8.3 is more or less back to where we were last week. So there's clearly been a climb and then a reversion. If you take a look at us, we lost a little more, 2%, but overall we're up 14.
Look out, man! We should open a hedge fund.
Absolutely, we'll call it the like invest in random shit hedge fund, and
absolutely, you're like what in Kalyn's portfolio hedge fund and single letter stock tickers. If we think they're worth it.
Fannie Mae has been a roller coaster ride. It is back to $5.40. We talked last time. It was at $7. I have made and lost a ton of money on Fannie Mae. I'm still in the black. Don't worry, just like our portfolio is.
Why is it back down? Has there been some other announcement, or do you think it's the Greenland concerns?
It's got to be Greenland. Yeah, you know.
Like, wait, how can we like certain that we can handle writing mortgages if we have all of Greenland to write mortgages for those 30,000 people?
I don't know. Does there have to be a reason? I think with this one, it's just volatile as hell because people like get excited. Oh, they might cancel it. They might.
Right.
They might do this thing. They might not.
I mean, January asked me, she was like, well, what would you invest in? I was like, first of all, we do not give investment advice on our podcast. I was like, I think Fannie Mae's a pretty good bet. Yeah, I'm like, whoops. As soon as I say it, then it's of course cursed to go back down.
This is Fannie Mae recently. Like maybe this, I don't think you can look at this chart and go like, okay, it's time to buy. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that a teacup? Or maybe it's supposed to look like a person who's laying down with their knees up. Like the head is over
Yeah.
here by,
Oh,
December. And then they're like, that's their knees there. And you're
then
like, buy right now. That's what
feet.
all of the analysts
You got to buy the feet. Sell the knees, buy the feet, guys. Come on.
say.
Yeah. So I was looking to see if there was any like news on Fannie Mae.
Oh.
All right. Why don't we just do this live? People would just love to watch us futz and
Man.
fumble with a.
Who knows? I mean, people do live streaming stuff, and it's not like they're seamless on there.
No.
They'll just be like, so, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have that much to talk about today, I guess. But, thanks for the $5. Like, what? I don't understand this thing. Like,
Yeah. We got this one podcast I like, and they, it's an investing thing, and the guys are pretty good investors and say interesting things, but they start every stinking episode by saying like, this recording is live, and you're like, all right, well,
that's like that one we listened to. It was like, what was it? The tires one. And the guy's like, hey, so Earl, like, what do you think of the new like Pernelli tires? And he's like, what? What was that? Did you ask me a question or something? Like,
yeah.
he's like,
no, it was.
You
Wait,
talking to me right now?
But it was even better than that, Kalyn, because it was like, okay, the title of this episode is our favorite myths about tires or something, right? And like, all right, so today we're gonna be talking about favorite myths and some of those things everybody thinks is that everybody agrees on, but we're gonna do some myth busting. So here we go, favorite myths. All right, Earl, what's one of your favorites?
What? I don't myth. I don't
Favorite
have
what?
any.
Favorite
What? What are we saying? What do we wait? I'm sorry, I just woke up. Like literally I just came to. So
And they're like, damn it, Earl. We had a pre-show meeting, man.
Yeah. Well, since then I've had a very large stroke, and
do you remember I sent you the outline before. I sent you that a week ago. Didn't you read it, Earl? For God's sakes, man.
Like, this is a 30-minute podcast. We're only talking about myth.
And another
These
thing,
guys are.
we're on a podcast about fucking tires, okay?
I know.
Like,
Yeah, you're clearly not that busy in life besides thinking about tires and what people think about tires and all of that stuff.
we're on episode 35. Like we've thought of every goddamn thing you could talk about with tires. Like, Earl, read the goddamn note before I send it to you. And then later on, they're in post-show editing, right? And they're just like, listen
Like,
to
should we
it.
just cut right out of this altogether?
Yeah.
They're just like, so what do you think? Like, cut out the name, dub over it. Like,
No, nothing. They're just like, it sounds fine with Earl just going like, huh? What?
huh? What? Huh?
They're like, this.
Favorite what now? Myth? Did you say miss? I don't have a favorite miss of tires. No.
Earl, check your earbuds, man.
Oh. Sorry.
Can you guys start over? Earl's like, can you start
Yeah,
over?
like, wait. What are we doing? I'm sorry, guys. I've been watching the golf going on here, and I wasn't paying any attention to you guys at all while you were talking there.
You're calling on me first? Yeah, Earl. I said in the show notes I was going to call on you. Earl, you remember?
Also, there's only two of you. It's me talking, so I'm going to call on one of you. Maybe just be ready.
50-50 chance here, son. Don't you remember the pre-show meeting? We were like, okay, we're going to go around in circle. We're going to start with Earl, then it's Tom, then me. Like,
right. Yeah. And if we get crazy and go Tom, then Earl, like, Tom, you should also be ready. You never know. I might get crazy today. Just pull one out of the head and be like, you. Like,
you got to roll with the punches on the Tire Podcast, guys. Come on. Well, here we go. Let's see what the guest portfolio is doing.
Oh,
1.5.
Man, these guys are inversely
They're like
related to the
countercyclical.
S&P.
Look, they're having an up day at Pulte Homes for a change.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Starbucks still doing fine.
Starbucks, yeah, that's their only saving grace.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's up lifetime.
Yeah, so
But
far.
I did notice it's a bunch of like classical, I was looking at the car companies and stuff, right? So like GM is up today 0.5%, right?
I'm glad
we're gonna
you
talk
brought
about
them up since we need to talk about ticker F. So it's good that we're looking at these guys.
Yeah, I mean, look at F. I didn't pull the trigger on buying them last week because I didn't know if I should buy them when we lost the recording.
Well, no, I mean,
So-
no, you should definitely let the listeners hear why we are going to buy. I mean,
we got this iron.
we have this super compelling Ford. Not Gerald Ford.
No, not Gerald Ford. So Ford, what they do is they make automobiles.
Oh.
All right. Big ones, small ones.
They don't just like
medium-sized
make
ones.
presidents.
So this is the quarterly results, the last ones that were published. They come out again like next week. So depending on how these automotive companies do, like there could be a pop, there could be a a slump, whatever. But anyway, as of last quarter, they've got these 3 segments. This is segment information.
Mm-hmm.
Ford Blue is like their normal cars, Ford Model E is their electric cars, and Ford Pro. And you can see that when you look at their income or loss before taxes, basically the electric vehicles, you pick one of these segments and you're more or less breaking even.
Yeah.
They just cancel them out, right? So the presentation, you go to the Ford Motor Company investor page, and the first thing, aside from their purpose, whatever.
Blah, blah, blah. We're here to make the world a better place and make it better for our people and yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
Buying big ass trucks you can drive even when it snows. They close
because
the
we're
highway,
celebrating our freedom or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Well, then the next thing is like, all right, the Ford Plus plan. This is how Ford is going to get it done, investors. We are going to get it done.
Yeah.
We're going to take things to the next level. So you click through to the Ford Plus plan, and you realize it's from Capital Markets Day 2023. Which is in the damn, I think it was in May of 2023. And you're like, all right, well, I'm still on board.
I guess you don't have to keep us super updated on what your plans are. I mean, it's a 10 to 15 year plan. Hopefully it's not changing too much. I mean, well,
are we still on the?
Are we on track?
Still on the darn plan?
Yeah. Are we headed to it?
Maybe. Does it matter anymore? I don't know. So, all right. Ford Plan Day is slow to load here, so just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. So speaking of Ford, I don't know if you know about Elizabeth Bloomer Ford. That would be Carter's way, or wait, Carter. Gerald's
wait
wife.
A minute, Carter?
Gerald's wife.
Carter? Married?
I got him mixed up. I don't know. I just saw Carter, I guess. Yeah. Here she is. Beautiful.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. Lovely.
She kind of looks like what you'd expect a woman of that age in that era to look like. Here's what.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, this took forever. The reason it took forever to load is because it's 123 pages.
Yeah.
So you've got to, if you're going to Investor Day, be prepared to see a lot of slides.
Right.
So you can imagine they just kick off this Investor Day and they're like, all right, Lynn Tyson comes up and she's like, all right, let's get into it.
Yeah,
I'm going to read you this.
Safe harbor shit and disclosures. Okay, now the appendix. Good. All right, now that we're through with that, let's jump right into the appendix. Cool.
We got 123 pages of appendix to go through here. So
yeah,
here's
one,
some notes.
Yeah, one slide of disclosures.
We want you to like, oh, okay, all right, here's all the math, we got numbers.
Yeah, that number gets bigger on the bottom.
More numbers. We're going through 2022. So this is what Ford posts to their investor website, 2022.
Yeah, I'm glad to see they did well in 2022. Now that it's 2025, hopefully the past predicts the future.
Yeah, that's when we turn it over to Jim Farley, right? And he can.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jim. Thank you so much for taking the time to come. I've got a lot of exciting stuff to talk to you about today. Next slide. There we go. Ford. We're accelerating our use of low capital derivatives. Yep. Next slide. So we're also simplifying our products because not about complication. Next slide. Then we are learning from our data and the connected vehicles. Yeah. Totally the most important thing I can tell you about today. Also, expanding services beyond the vehicle. All right. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Farley, I have a question. Do you have any substance or details behind any of these sentences you just read off the slide to us?
I'm going to kick that over to Kumar for a deeper dive into some of these important milestones we're working towards. Yeah. Totally. All right. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the cocktail sauce and stuff with your shrimp. like,
Well,
like,
thanks, Mr. Farley. Yes, everyone, I'd like to tell you all about Ford Blue. Here's what we're going to do. By 2026, we are just going to crush it. We're going to grow from 7.2% margin up to 10% by doing some stuff.
I appreciate that you said
weirdly,
low double digit. As low as
No,
you can
guys,
be, actually,
listen.
in double digits. There we
Listen,
go.
investors, manage your expectations. when I say low double digits, we're not talking about 11
No.
here. Not talking about 12.
Nope.
There's rounding involved
We're
here,
like-
and it rounds to 10.
It's not like, please, 9.8, 9.9, please, come on. I promised.
It did.
It did. Okay.
Double digits.
Double
Right on the
digits.
slide.
Low double digits. Yeah.
Weirdly, our pricing is going to go down 6% over the next 4 years. That's really something.
Yay. I've been
we're
wondering
doing
about
some
that
stuff.
truck plant in Kentucky. Do you have any information about that?
Yeah, the thing about here's what we do at the truck plant in Kentucky.
Yeah.
We make trucks, lots of them.
Wow.
Tons,
Man.
all the time.
Can you slow
They
down?
never stop.
I'm getting lost here. Wait.
Well, I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to talk about our business priorities. So,
That would really
we have
help
3 of
clarify
them.
things. I appreciate that.
well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to improve quality, okay?
I like that.
All right. We're going to reduce our costs, and we're going to grow revenue and profits.
Man.
I have to
Well,
tell
these
I have
are
to
like,
tell
I've
you
never
people-
heard of a company doing these 3 things before, ever. Ever.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I mean, Kalyn, I wish you were at the meeting. We had to get our strategic insights out, and we were like, guys, what should our business priorities be? What should they be?
We're like,
I'm thinking.
well, we could like let everything fall to shit. That's one option.
Yeah.
Like make it way worse in every way. We could just use the old parts that didn't fit and then jam them together.
So then we brought in McKinsey. And McKinsey, they put us through a series of exercises as a leadership team, and they said, all right, guys, listen, 2 options. Do you want to improve quality or do you want to reduce quality? And we sat there. We had this internal debate.
I say up. Let's go up.
I don't know. I'm raising my hand as the skeptic here in the room, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but this is how I feel like we should go. We should do better on quality.
Yeah.
If we can, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What about costs? Should we go up on costs too or down on costs?
I think we're gonna have to go up on cost for sure, right? I mean, I can't see it any other way. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to have to increase revenue and profits.
Yeah, totally.
Well, how are we going to do all that? Well, we're going to something about the Bronco and the
Yeah,
Ranger and
There's trucks and stuff.
we're yeah, that's what we do. Trucks and stuff. Not a car in sight. We don't make a damn car.
No.
Listen.
Yeah.
That's not what we do.
I drive the last
used
one
to.
produced by Ford, apparently.
The Taurus. I got a Taurus out there right now.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
what we do is we take the Taurus and we take the Raptor and we drive it over the Taurus to see if
Yeah.
it works well.
Like, this could be higher.
See-
It would be nice. 2 Tauruses high? Like, yeah. Perfect. Where do we
Yeah.
get to the
Yeah.
fucking our black sheep that we're trying to win over the Democrats here, so we made an electric car.
Oh, didn't Lynn at the beginning go through the agenda for today? It's 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Jim Farley reads slides. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. we talk about Ford Blue. And then for 15 minutes, we're going to talk about the electric vehicle division.
I love that. Perfect. Good. Because what I want to hear more about with Ford is the Ford F-150s.
I got 40, 50 more slides here, folks. I just really am going to pound your head over, about reducing complexity.
We're going to make
Look
the
at-
bad things less, the good things better. There's going to be
Yeah.
tons of shit eliminated that was not necessary. It's going to be amazing.
I mean, this is the Ford Plus plan. Look, we've gone through every bar on this chart and said, here's how we're going to do the thing better.
I can't wait to dive into this same depth with the electric cars.
Yeah, hold on to your seats. And now with that, I'd like to hand it over to my colleague, Doug Field.
Thanks so much.
To tell you a little bit about...
Appreciate that. So, just so you know, 50% of our customers new to Ford.
And there's a picture of an EV.
Yeah, look at that. Here's a car.
That's what we do.
That's one of the ones we were
That's
making.
what we do. We make stuff like this. Here it is. There's a truck. And you
Oh,
won't
look
believe
at
this.
that
You won't believe
payload,
this truck either.
man. Believe it or not, this can also tow 10,000 pounds. It's 4 seconds you can get to 60 miles per hour. Look at that. 90% of people live within a Model E dealership. Like, that's just about a dealership. Like, I think every Ford dealership is a Model E dealer, right? Like, they're like, you have to
Right.
carry one because we want to keep our stat.
Yeah, and you're implying that just because you live near something, you're gonna want to buy it.
Absolutely. I mean, I am. I'm like, God, where's the Dippin' Dots? I want to buy that so bad.
90% of the U.S. lives within 20 minutes of a vape store. I mean, like,
Yep, probably.
I don't
Yeah.
know what other crap.
Like, and a Nissan dealership, like, and also all of our other competitors. I mean, not all of them, but
Right.
all the basic ones.
A
The Toyota dealership for sure.
A furniture store,
Yeah.
freaking grocery store.
You're not impressing me. I think I'm gonna take my business over to Tesla.
All right, so that's my presentation. Any questions there, folks? Anything I can tell you about?
Yeah, you
the
guys
E-division?
profitable? You making money on these electric cars?
All right, no questions. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and let Lisa Drake tell you all about our.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we had like a lot of volume, like well over 1 million units. Like that's the capacity we're expecting for 2026, and beyond that, 2 million units for the Ford Pro. Whoa!
And that's it. Okay, now is there any questions about the E division at Ford? I can help you answer.
Yeah. How are we doing profits wise? Great, better, excellent.
Still no. Okay, I'm
no
surprised, but still no
question.
questions.
Nobody.
Well,
All right.
gonna.
Yep, time to talk about the Ford Pro, Ted Canis.
Yeah, well, we're gonna double our EBIT.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we are.
And,
The potential margin,
EBIT,
it's looking good.
whatever.
Was 6.6, now it's 14. Man.
Do you get the sense that 3 different companies pulled together these slides? Because they seem.
Well, that's right.
very,
I'm
very
the CEO
different.
of this company, as you might have seen.
Yeah. You get the feeling that if you're an analyst assigned to the Ford desk, you've got to watch some slides about some boring stuff.
Absolutely.
You're like, oh, you're going to work on your dealer networks, huh? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
When's the Q&A here? I mean.
Right. There's lots of fluff put out there in this. I feel like anytime I go to a town hall meeting of any sort, like within companies, it's all fluff there too. So I was like, we're gonna be celebrating diversity.
So when I was actually like giving a hard thought to Ford and like would I make this investment or not, it was like, okay, you've got this classic good company, bad company scenario where either you make the bad company good or you get rid of it or whatever, and all of a sudden you've unlocked a lot of value.
I feel like the bet right now, like we talked about maybe doing Ford, like a what was it called? Where you bet on one going down and one
a pairs trade.
I can't make my hands do that. So like
I gotta put this in. Oh my! Forget
like,
it.
wait a minute. Now it's in the way. I'm like, which way do I go? It's so
which
hard.
Which one is supposed
so
to?
Hard with
this? Investing is hard. People don't.
Yeah, it's hard to be a graph. Just keep graphs as graphs. Anyway, was this against Tesla? That was like what I was thinking. Like Ford versus Tesla.
Well, I'm not really looking for immediate with this one, honestly. I mean, you established earlier in the podcast that you are a long-term investor, right?
Yeah, right.
Even when that's a fucking stupid idea to keep holding on to things, you do this to your detriment. So whether or not Musk is popular this week is beside the point.
Right.
And I do get the sense that his popularity, there is a decent chance it might only be measured in weeks. Now, it might be 75 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
3 years from today, is he still going to be a hot ticket in the Trump administration? That's a little hard.
But then he has like other commodities that like make him still powerful, and like even if he's not, Trump doesn't love him. Like that, he has more satellites than anybody else. Full stop. Like that's crazy. Like, so our government's like, we're gonna have to get Elon on the phone if we need extra help with that. I mean, I don't really understand how satellites work, I'll be honest. So
really?
Whatever. Like, no. I mean, stuff goes up, stuff comes down. I don't know.
You like shoot him up in a rocket?
Like, yeah.
And then,
and then
I don't know. The satellite
like,
stays there. And then the satellite's
like we all turn our microwaves on and we like Yeah, like got the
And then
ears going just right, and I'm like, gotcha,
and then
satellite.
you got a
And it's
then you got a
like, now you have
satellite dish.
HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
You're like a satellite
magic.
scientist, Kalyn.
I live in a world of magic. Like,
Yeah. Your rainbow unicorn helmet.
yeah, I'm like, man, ask me how a computer works. It's like I'm super like, here, let's start at the beginning. Now you get a piece of plastic and you attach other little pieces of plastic, some with metal, some with other things. Add a fan, very important.
This is
Then wires, and then a bunch of wires, and put it in a box, plug it into the wall, and then you write a bunch of zeros and ones. And apparently the computer was like, oh, I know just what you mean. I know what you're talking about right now. I got that. Yeah.
Here you
I'm
go.
on.
Here's
Okay.
TikTok.
Run Windows. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Please enter your 48-digit password.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, 379. Oh my god. It's
Christ
like,
almighty.
she's so stupid. And I'm like, I know. Man.
Why did I click yes on the advanced security option? God
Yeah,
damn.
God. Like, man, don't you know it's me? I guess not. And one thing recently, they were like, did the recapture, I couldn't pass it. And they're like, you're a robot. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm actually trying here. I think that's a light post. I don't know what to do.
You're showing me pictures that are clearly from like Belgium or something and asking me what's a motorcycle, and like none of them look like motorcycles. They look like mopeds and crap. Or a stoplight. That none of them really look like stoplights. That's not what stoplights look like, but I guess that's what they look like in frickin' Bulgaria or some shit, or wherever the recapture is from.
Yeah, totally. Is it, if it's just the outside edge of it, is that part of the stoplight? Or,
right.
like,
You're
I don't know.
So right.
Oh no, we're back to sidewalks. Fuck. Like, which of these pictures have sidewalks? Click, click, click.
Nope, wrong. Do it again.
Yeah. Try again.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah.
Try again. Try again. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go to your site anymore. Like, yes, you're Capital One and you have all my money or whatever, but like, I give up. It's yours. Fine. You beat me down.
Yeah. All right. So listen, here's my show and tell on Ford. So Tesla,
those
the
Cybertrucks are retarded. Yeah, I forgot about those. They're the worst.
Yeah. So they poured all their effort into the Cybertruck, which eked out 39,000 units, which people are calling things like a absolute flop.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, because they took their eye off the ball, the other ones, the Model S and the X, are down. So their sales are down. What do you mean? Like, how can you call this retarded? That's such a great looking.
Yeah.
I was reading articles where they were like, this is Tesla's attempt to compete with the F-150. And I'm like,
what?
I think the guy buying an F-150 is buying that thing?
Some of them, not the like farmers, but like I can see the same douchebag who's got a jacked up F-150 also driving one of these things.
Yeah. My inclination is to do the Paris trade. Listen, long term, I think Tesla is way overvalued, and Ford is maybe undervalued, and GM looks even better, at least by PE ratio. They don't separate out their electric vehicle sales though, so they say they're doing well, and like they're supposed to be break even when they start selling 200,000 a year, and they're on pace to do like 160,000 a year. Like,
I don't even know what cars GM makes. I can't think of a single car GM makes. So.
Well, they make Chevy and they make Cadillac and they make.
Got it. Oh, I'm like, I don't know what's a GM. They make Chevys, huh?
GMC.
Got it. Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, we're buying them for sure. I freaking love Chevys.
I mean,
they're amazing.
We're talking to the Texan about like, should we do the F-150s and Chevys, or should we go with the guy with the retarded car? Like, I mean. So,
this is how you do a stock analysis on the Robert and Kalyn Get Rich podcast.
This is how the Kalyn's portfolio has been carefully crafted over years. To, like, is this retarded? Okay, yes, let's buy it then. Or no, maybe not.
Wait a minute. We buying the retarded stuff or we're not buying the retarded stuff? I'm confused.
It depends on the mood of the day. Like, am I feeling crazy? Okay. Let's do something fun. I'm going to buy some Eagle Pharmaceuticals. Yeah.
Well, which mood are you in today? Are you in the retarded mood or the not retarded mood?
Well, like, I think that will do better short term with Tesla, but I think long term, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like F-150 and Chevys are like well established in the market and are not going anywhere. Like ebb and flow a little bit, but like I can see us not having Teslas anymore, frankly. Like it just disappearing because Elon's like, oh, now I'm going to do SpaceX and I'm going to be in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency and Doge. You know, getting my coins out there.
Yeah,
I can see him being like, yeah, let's just drop Tesla altogether.
All right, we're gonna do a pairs trade.
Cool.
Yeah,
let's do it. I think that's fun. It helps me learn something new. I didn't know that was even a thing.
I think with pairs trade, they usually do closer matches than those two, but hey, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What does matter
is that how much gummy bear we have left to eat.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the gummy bear update for the week. This is the gummy bear in the packaging.
Yeah, look out.
The little seal at the top of the packaging is not too securely done, so this may be a little dried out.
I wonder if I will feel like the texture has changed from when I last ate it when I come back up for the final bites.
I'll tell you, there's some crustiness on the at the edges of the teeth marks here.
Yeah,
this surface that's untouched, that feels the same, but in the bites, it's a little...
Yeah. And it's like, is that like the bacteria? Like,
damn it, Robert, we got to do it right. Weigh in first.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, we lost one session to technical difficulties, but so this number is for those people who are tracking on their at-home gummy bear tracking chart from our website. Like,
wait, how many ounces did Robert do last week? I've got to know. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're at 2 pounds, 3.7 ounces, or some 3 point something. It's hard to read.
Okay.
Yeah. 3.8. So it must have been 3.7 before I touched it. The hangy-offy parts accounted for some of that. All right. Yeah. That's like the size of a very large hamburger. So anyway.
It kind of looks like a flat football or something. Well, it looks like a burger, a big burger, like one of those man versus food burgers where like, if you eat these 27 burgers, they're free. And you're like, oh my God. How much does it cost if I don't eat 27 burgers? They're like $8,000. But best of luck. You know, that show, man.
They're free and you get a t-shirt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Like,
nobody wins in this scenario.
No. You know who really loses, though, is your pancreas. Your pancreas is like, why do you do this to me? Between the 5-pound gummy bear a day challenge, and now you're trying to eat 27 pounds of meat in it. Like, I'm just going to give you gout. Ha. Like,
have you no respect for your own body, my man? I mean, come on.
I don't understand how the Joey Chestnuts of the world do all of that stuff in general. Like, I'm sure that there's lots of fasting that happens, but, like, I've heard them talk about working out. I'm like, working out their swallowing, you know, so that they can, like, take those Mondo bites. I'm like, man, it doesn't seem like a great idea. Like, maybe you don't need to, like, eat your hot dog dipped in water and shoved in your gullet as fast as you can. Rinse, repeat fucking 75 times. You don't need like, that. Maybe this is not a skill we need.
All right, so the final weigh-in for the bear, I ate exactly 2 ounces.
Nice.
So we are at 2 pounds, 1.2 ounces. So that rounds up to 34 ounces. I've fallen off the pace, obviously, because 34 divided by 2 is 17 weeks. So maybe we won't be ready by episode 50.
No, we're going to be ready. I'll just have to come the week ahead, and so that we can both eat bites.
All right, well, maybe we've inspired a few people today.
Buy a Ford.
And short a Tesla. So yeah, it's not going to get any better than this, I think, is the bottom line. I think we better cue the music and get on out of here. Here we go. Cue the music. You've been listening to the Robert and Kalyn Get Rich podcast. Won't you rate and subscribe? Give us a thumbs up on that YouTube that you're watching or on your old
whatever platform you like.
Whichever platform. Let's see. What else should we tell the people, Kalyn?
Tell the people to, make your plans for moving to Greenland. It'll be ours soon enough. And when you're trying to plan how you're going to handle your company, try to go better quality, lower costs, more profits. That's what Ford taught us today.
Remember, guys, quality up.
Cost down.
Cost down.
Revenue also up.
Also up. That's it. All right. Well, That's the only thing approaching financial or investment advice that we're going to provide today.
Yeah.
Do not make any investments in reliance on this podcast, or you are an idiot.
Yeah.
Please send us your thoughts in an email. Send us guest suggestions, people that you want to subject to having to eat a crusty old gummy bear. Our email address is robertandkalyngetrich@gmail.com.
Just like the sign says.
K-A. Just like it's everywhere. Like, just look around on your screen, and the name Kalyn's here multiple times. Figure it out.
Yep.
And with that, Kalyn, I think we should call it a day.
I agree. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.